Welcome to Spin Justice with me, Hayley Owens, the podcast where I'll be talking about anything from health and fitness to the injustices of the world and everything in between. I've worked within the criminal justice system for over 20 years and have more recently taken to teaching indoor cycling, otherwise known as spin. Each week I'll be talking to a different guest about a topic that's personal to them, whether it be to raise awareness or just because. Most episodes will contain strong language because of who I am as a person, so if that's not for you, then probably best to swerve. Any opinions expressed by me are my own. How are you, Mitch?
Good, Bob, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
I'm all right.
Thanks for coming on.
It's all right, my pleasure.
I know you've had a bit of a migraine.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
No, don't you apologise.
Don't use it against me.
But I do want to ask you about your migraine. I know everyone's been talking about it, and you've said that you've suffered for a while.
Yeah.
Is this is this just something that you're coping with, or?
Yeah, my mum suffers with them. She's always suffered with them. I remember being a kid actually waking up and finding my mum proper in agony with her head. And she's constantly swallowing and eating extra lot. They're going out of fashion.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I started to get them the same way. But I don't get them as often as she does. I just get them sporadically. Yeah. But when I do get them, I know about it.
Yeah.
It can wipe me out for 2 or 3 days sometimes.
Yeah, I've got a few mates that suffer. Yeah.
But last night's weren't that bad considering. Yeah. I mean, it was a 12-hour job and I was all right.
Fucking hell. Just the 12 hours.
Yeah. Migraine relief.
Yeah.
Migraine relief was sensational. I was taking anti-extra for years, just what my mum used to do. I went to the chemist and asked them what I could do. They give me this migraine relief. You get yellow and pink tablets, but the pink ones are lethal. I take 2 of them and it's 15 minutes and it's gone. They're amazing. So.
For anyone suffering with migraines.
Yeah, check them out, migraine relief.
Yeah, migraine relief.
Them are the ones.
Right, I've got so much to ask you.
Go on.
But I want to talk to you about your career and stuff, but I want to go back. I want to talk to you about your background and your growing up and that shit first. And there is a method to my madness, so just go with it. So, how old are you?
43.
Okay, yeah. So you're not that much older than me, a couple of years. Yeah. So what school did you go to?
I went to St Andrew's Junior School beyond Blues Ground.
Oh, okay.
St Andrew's Junior and Infant School. I was there from nursery. Right, funnily enough, my best mate in that school was Simon Webb. Simon Webb is from Blue.
No way.
Yeah. And Simon and Webb ended up going to Holy Trinity School, secondary school, with my cousin Ross and Bopper. And I ended up going Sheldon Heath.
Oh, okay.
With my next door neighbour, Justin. And we had a next door neighbour who were his parents were my godparents. So he was like my godbrother. He's called each other godbrothers. And next door to him was my great nan. My great nan used to live there, and she passed away in 1996. So that's when we moved from Smallheath. I grew up in Smallheath, born and bred Garrison Lane. I was actually born on Garrison Lane in North Holmes, right beyond the Blues Ground.
I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, North Holmes. I was born there. We lived there till I was 4. Then we moved to Colton Road in Smallheath, just after Green Lane. I lived there till I was 16. Then my mum moved to Wheelie Castle.
Well, that's why I asked, because I presumed that you were local to me. I think I've probably got that in my head because of our friend Donna. We've got a mutual friend Donna, and I think she has just, because she was a Wheelie Castle. Yeah. Growing up, I think she's just mentioned you to me, and I thought that's where you've always been, but clearly not. No,
I was there from 16, but I weren't there long. When I left school, which was, in fact, I moved there just as I'd left school. I left school with a few GCSEs. I remember I had a B in PE, which was banging. The rest I didn't really give a shit about. Music was all I really cared about.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do music for GCSE.
Why?
I don't know. You just don't at that age. At that age, I was going to be a professional footballer or a Formula 1 driver. There was only 2 options for me. Music I'd always loved, and singing. I was always able to sing and dance, and I was imitating Michael Jackson from 3, 4 years old. But I just had a natural ability to do it. I was always a natural dancer. So I never looked at that as a career. I didn't grow up thinking I'm going to be a Michael Jackson tribute artist. Yeah. I'm going to be a UB40 tribute artist, or I'm going to write and release my own music. That kind of just developed. But it developed really quickly. So my plans from being a pro footballer or a pro F1 driver changed from 16 to 17. Because I come out of school, I did, do you remember Galaxy Radio?
Yeah.
Okay, they had a massive competition in Perry Bar. Do you remember Perry Bar One Stop?
Yeah, know it well.
There, so I went there to do this competition, and I'd written my own tune, and I'd been done a few bits and bobs. So I performed Craig David tune on, what was it called?
I love Craig David.
On Friday, time to party. Off his first album.
Yeah.
I performed that tune, and it was 1999. I remember my mum filmed it on the old school video cameras.
Love this.
And I can always remember the date at the bottom. It was, I think it was August 1999. But in the crowd was a relative of Sabrina from Mystique.
Yes.
The girl group Mystique.
Yeah.
Right. So she spotted me. Her name was Sophia Grant. I'm not sure. She used to work at the Blues Ground. I'm not sure she was big in the Blues Ground. I'm not sure she's still there now. But she said, my family would love you. My uncle Tony Roughcut, is the lead producer at Jetstar Records, which is the biggest reggae label in London. It was a huge lot in the world. They distributed the most reggae records across the world than anyone. So that was a big, big deal. So I kind of took it with a pinch of salt because I'd been promised a lot before then. When I first left school, my first thing was I moved to Basildon in Essex in a boy band called Up Front, which later became Five. Okay. Yeah, madness. So I got offered this record deal.
Yeah.
So, Sophia Grant had said, look, we need to get you to London. Got to make you a tune. Send it to Tony. So I went to London. My nan paid, bless her. God rest her soul. She only died 6 months ago. She paid 500 quid for me to use the studio in London and record this song I'd written. I'd written a song, a little guitar R&B riff kind of vibe, like a Craig David kind of vibe.
Yeah.
We sent it off to Tony, and he absolutely loved it. So I got a phone call from him saying, you need to come up and see us. Now, at the time, I was in a boy band with Sean called Up Front. And Sean is one of my best pals from the ice rink days. But he was like me. He was a dancer and a singer. He was trying to make his way in the music game. So we went together to this boy band.
Yeah.
And then when this thing come through with Tony, with the solo deal, he come with me. So we went there as a duo called DS2. And we was recording an album. And there was a company involved called VF Management. And one of the lead guys from that management comp used to be in Earth, Wind and Fire. I think it was something like that. And it went from there. But then Sean got cold feet. His missus got pregnant. He had to fuck off and do his dad duties, which left me as a solo artist. So Tony says, look, you can have a solo deal here. And it was always going to be reggae music. There was never anything else. Reggae is my absolute love. I used to like a bit of R&B and stuff, but reggae was like what I grew up on. Yeah. Listening to all my whole family, like reggae mad.
Yeah, same. Well, not so much same, but like for me, like, I think I was brought up on like Labour Love.
Yeah, oh God, the amount of UB40, like you couldn't walk around Smallheath without hearing it. At one point, every single car you'd see Escort XR3Is flying past, and there'd be like UB40 blasting out the windows, and you could hear like the tower blocks in Sarah Park. You could hear the UB40 coming out of everyone's window, and it was just it was mad. It was UB40 everywhere.
Yeah.
But my uncle was deep roots reggae. My dad's brother, Jeff, his name is. And he got me, like, the first reggae record I ever heard was a tune called Dat from a guy called Pluto Chauvinson who died recently. And it was like this, I'd never ever heard anything like it. It was just crazy.
Just got you going.
Yeah. But I'm talking about as a kid, like a bad kid.
So how old are you at this point now? So like when you now the DS2's he's gone off and he's doing his dad duties and you're now on your own.
17.
So you're still 17 at this point. So a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
You've been doing it for?
Hell of a long time. Then they put me into this, like a development scheme, but it was at the label. So I was at the label for 2 years at Jetstar. So I was probably 19 before I recorded my first record there. But I was there watching other artists and learning the business, learning and understanding. I was attending all the shows. But I'm talking about these shows were like major reggae artists like Ken Booth and John Holt, Gregory Isaacs and Marcia Griffiths and all that stuff. And these people are iconic reggae stars that I grew up listening to. Like John Holt was my dad's I can remember being a babby in my dad's car listening to him blast John Holt, just the memories on the way to like Cornwall and whatever for your family holidays and whatever. And it was just, John Holt was like a vivid memory. And I'm in the studio one day. I'm 18 and a half, nearly 19 now. Starting to record my first album. Learned a lot about the studio. Tony had been taking me out on the road with the Rough Cut Band. They're a massive band in London. Tony Roughcut and the Rough Cut Foundation are huge in the reggae industry. Multi-award winning. All over. He's just produced records for like Beres Hammond and all that kind of stuff. So I started recording this album. And one day, this guy walks into the studio. Well, it's only me and Tony in the studio. And it was called Cave Studios at Jetstar Records. And he went, Mitch, this is Gregory. And I went, all right, Gregory. And this little old man come down and we just fucking, I swear to God, he had, like sawn off bottoms.
Yeah, yeah.
His trousers were like sawn off, no socks, battered shoes, this really picky afro, little hat on top, ragged shirt. And he went, no, Mitch, that's Gregory. And I went, all right, Gregory. And he went, no, that's Gregory Isaacs. I went, fucking what? Oh, Gregory Isaacs was massive, and I mean massive. He was such an iconic reggae artist. But just to be sat there, and he's in there listening to me and guiding my album, or he's guiding me vocally. And
how did that make you feel?
I was headshot, literally headshot, because I'm like, no one would believe I'm doing this right now. There's a little white kid from Small Leaf.
Yeah, I got goosebumps stuff.
Yeah, Gregory Isaacs is sat there going, stop, do this, say like this, do like this, do like that. But I had this thing for, before I even met Gregory. Gregory had abused cocaine all his life.
Okay.
And he had dentures top and bottom. So he had this very strange way of talking, and he spoke through his nose.
Okay.
And he sung through his nose. His singing declined massively. But people would still come out and see him because it's Gregory. So I had this thing of like doing an impression of him all the time. Everybody used to piss themselves at Jetstar. But I ended up doing it in front of him. And Tony, I'm in the booth recording, and Tony's gone, Mitch, do you Gregory impression? I'm like, fuck off, Tom. And he sat there, what you on about?
Showing you up?
Yeah, I did it.
How did he take it?
He pissed himself.
Good.
But honest to God, Gregory Isaacs had the best sense of humour out of anyone I've ever met. Yeah, he was amazing, such a nice guy. And then, a year later, same situation. It was John Holt, like Sir John Holt.
No way.
Exactly the same thing. So now, to progress my career forward, I'm now going to open all these shows with like Gregory Isaacs, Ken Booth and Marcia Griffiths and John Holt. So I'm now sat backstage leaning on John Holt's knee like this, going, you know, my favourite song is of yours, like Dusty Roads. My dad used to sing Dusty Roads all the time. So I'm literally leaning on his leg, just looking at him. And I'm like a little puppy in love. Like, going, I can't believe this is John Holt. And I actually got him to sing to me like a cappella. I think, what did I get him to sing? Tell Me Why. There's a tune called Tell Me Why off one of his very early albums, and he was astonished that I knew it because it was that old. It was from the 70s. And I was like, it's my favourite song, like literally. And he just sat there and just sung it to me.
No
the whole
way.
song, a cappella, while I'm leaning on his knee looking at him like, oh my God, that's John Holt.
Fucking hell.
Unbelievable. Some of the stuff I've done and been through at Jetstar Records was just phenomenal. It taught me so much about the business, but they also had me over a barrel, so it was like bittersweet.
Yes.
When you're young
I want
and
to come on to that in a
enthusiastic.
bit.
Yeah.
So I want to talk more about the industry. But just for like, you've already said, and one of my questions was, at what age did you realise you could sing? But I think you've already answered that in terms of from a very young age.
Yeah.
You would just sing in front of your family and they just knew you had it?
My sister.
Yeah.
Me and Tiff, we had bunk beds. And I was on the bottom, she was on the top. And I'd have to sing her to sleep every night. She'd like, please sing Michael Jackson But Michael Jackson was like my ultimate idol. Growing up as a kid, I was fucking absolutely astonished by him. Like, not him as the it was the skill of him.
Yes.
Like the mastermanship of him. He was just unreal, like to watch and learn from. And I was just naturally able to move like him. And this whole thing was just like, wow, I can do this. I ended up earning a great living for 25 years doing that, believe it or not. And it was never planned. It just happened that way. I just loved him and I was able to do it. And I clocked one day, in between the Jetstar stuff, when I was back in the UK or back in Birmingham or whatever, I would be getting bookings coming in. Will you do Michael Jackson at this place, that place? And I started to do it. I started to make my own costumes and all that kind of stuff. And as it grew over the years, I ended up doing it with a band in theatre, and it grew from this little acorn to these massive oak tree. It's crazy.
Because I've been to see you many times with Johnny Too Bad, which I love.
Apart from the last time when I had to let you down.
Well, you left, didn't you? Yeah. The band were there, but you weren't. But I've never seen the Michael Jackson tribute. Never seen it. So next time I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Because obviously I've seen the videos and stuff that you put online, but I've never seen it in person. But I mean, for me, I'll just love you before you anyway.
Yeah.
It's not just you before, a bit like you're saying. I've got such a random eclectic taste in music. It's so weird. Like this morning already, what time? We're 2:00 now. I was up at 6, on the bike for 7. Straight away, there's music, isn't there? Because I'm on the bike with music going. So I've listened to like half an hour's worth of music while I'm teaching. I've gone home and walked the dog. I've listened to 8701 album.
Right, okay.
Usher. Then I've listened to The Streets.
Good album.
Yeah. Then I'm still walking the dog and I've put The Streets album on.
Yeah.
A Grand Don't Come For Free.
Yeah, wicked album.
Then I've gone home. While I'm in the shower, I've got music on, and then I've just got a playlist in my Spotify, if anyone follows the Spotify, just called Random.
Right,
and it's about 5 days long is the playlist.
Wow.
So and I'll just add songs into it constantly. And honestly, I can go from listening to Oasis to Diana King to every... Do you know what I mean? There's no...
Mine's very varied.
Very varied.
Yeah.
So, yes, I love You B40, and like I say, Labour of Love is like up there for me. It's one of
the all-time best albums, isn't it?
Yeah. What's your favourite on there, by the way?
On Labour of Love?
Yeah.
Don't know, I kind of like I'm very much a fan of the off-commercial stuff, like the really early stuff I really love. Labour of Love stuff is like the Maybe Tomorrow and It, Here I Am, Groovy and Homely Girl, all the popular ones. They're great to do live.
Yes.
That kind of stuff. But my favourite loves are the really early stuff, like Don't Slow Down and what's it called? I don't know, I sing them every day, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't Slow Down I love Tyler. I love Present Arms. I love A Dream a Lie, them kind of vibes. It was more roots and it was more old school, and it just resonated with me more. The commercial stuff was great for commercial purposes.
Yeah, I love Groovy.
But I think there was always at their best when, Grooving's a great track. It's a great.
Grooving.
We perform that live.
I know, I've seen you do it many times.
But it's probably one of the best ones to perform live.
Yeah, it really gets them going, doesn't it?
Everybody loves it, yeah. And Right in the Kitchen. Can't
Right in the Kitchen, yeah, of course. No, I love them. So, like, yeah, massive, like, taste in music, obviously we've both got. But, like, where did the writing come for you then?
That started really early. 14, 15, I was writing stuff like that. It's just poetry.
Yeah.
It's really all it is. But I was finding a lot of my songs were autobiographical.
Yeah.
Even at that age. And they were always about love or women, or because that's all really I'd experienced.
Yeah.
I didn't really know any better. Nowadays, when I write, I still write a lot. I think you can't really lose when you write love songs because it resonates with so many people. Like
Yes.
It's a universal language, isn't it? But I do write a lot of stuff now that's a lot more political. Yeah, a lot more UB40-esque, if you like.
Yeah.
Writing about, because I've experienced different stuff, and I class myself as woke. Like, don't let the government pull the wool over me, I was kind of guy. So I'm quite happy to write about that stuff.
Yeah, interesting.
And sometimes I can mix the two. It just depends. But I've woke up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning so many times with a melody, or with, like, as most songwriters probably do. I'll have to run downstairs and get the guitar and play it out quick, and then record it on my dictaphone on my phone.
So you don't forget it.
So you don't forget it, because the amount of great ideas you have when you're half asleep is unreal. Where you literally have to get out of bed and do something about it, because you'll never remember that again. And It could be a hit, you just don't know.
Yeah.
That 3 minutes of magic is never far away. So
Oh, that's mental.
yeah, I run downstairs, do it, blah, blah, blah. Next day I'll get up, go in the studio, listen to it, and I'll probably change it a bit, or I'll add something, but it's there. The core of it is there. I wrote my latest single doing that exact same thing, and it went viral on TikTok, so it's one of them. Yeah.
That's just such an art, isn't it? Like, I listen to music every single day. It's what gets me through. I absolutely love it. And I'm creative in some ways, but just not that way. I just ain't got it, and it blows my mind to think, how do you get something from an idea down on paper to a melody I just don't like...
Do you know what? I think it's something you're born with. I really don't think it's something you can learn. It's like playing football or roller skating, or you've either got the ability or you haven't. Like people that can't dance with 2 left feet. Like,
yes.
I used to do dance classes, and I would have people come in with 2 left feet, and I'm like, I can teach you these moves for the rest of your life. You are never ever.
You ain't getting it, bab.
Yeah, I mean, they're paying you like 25 quid an hour.
Well, don't tell them that.
Do you know what I mean? But this was back 20 years ago. And I felt bad. I had a friend that used to come, and he was one of my best pals, and he's like, please teach me how to dance. I was known as the dancer in the steering wheel back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay. And I got a job there, and I was dancing on the podiums with the robot business and all that.
Yes.
I was just naturally able to do it. But to try and teach other people, you can't teach rhythm. It's not something you can teach anybody. You either possess it or you don't.
Do you know what? I say this so often. Like, listen, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but I can dance.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always loved dancing. Like, I feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
I hear a beat and I feel it no matter what it is.
That's what dancing is. It's about feeling. It's not about listening.
Yeah, and whether it's garage, R&B, rap, reggae, whatever, I can feel it. I actually, like, I've got goosebumps talking about it. I just love it. But spinning on the bike is all about the rhythm.
Right, okay.
So
See, I've never done it, so I don't know anything about it.
Come to a class. I dare you. I double dare you.
I'll land.
Yeah, just come and do a class, because if you've got rhythm, you can do it. And so many people.
What does this entail? I don't even know what it is.
So it's indoor cycling.
Right.
But it's...
On the spot?
Yeah. It's stationary on an exercise bike.
Right, okay.
But you do it to music.
Okay, so you're trying to glam it up a bit there.
Yeah, so like this, I've changed playlists every week. Right. Proper random songs in there. And then I just do the choreography to it. So at the beginning I go, right, this is what we're going to do. And then they follow my lead.
But all you got to do is pedal, surely?
Nah, you ain't, because we're doing press-ups and we're doing squatting.
Whilst on the bike?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
How does that work?
Yeah, you've got to have the rhythm.
Right, okay.
So it tends to be one pedal per beat.
Right, okay.
So if it's a sprint, so if it's a very, very fast beat, we're sprinting, aren't we? We've got a low resistance and we're like belting it out.
Okay.
Whereas if it's quite a slow beat, we put the resistance on and it's like a hill climb.
Right, okay.
And then there's like some that are half in between.
Right.
Where we'll be doing press-ups or we'll be doing squatting or...
Sounds like hard work to me. It doesn't matter how you jazz it up.
It is. Oh, my God, I'm ringing... After 5-10 minutes, I'm ringing wet.
Yeah.
Because I piss a sweat anyway. Sweating now.
It's a long way from the old bill, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. But I think it's the music that has got me there, because I've loved music my whole life. Exercising keeps my mental health on the straight and narrow. Yeah. So just putting the two together, I'm sound.
Happy days. If it works, it works.
So it works, yeah. But honestly, the rhythm...
I will attend one, I promise you.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
I will attend one. What days are they? How much is it?
Oh, I'll throw you a freebie, mate.
Happy days. Then. If I ain't got to pay, I'll be there.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your band versus your solo.
Right, okay.
So I don't want to put you on the spot, but which one do you prefer?
Very different entities.
Okay.
Very. Financially, solo is amazing.
Right, yeah.
Can I say on podcast? Yeah, okay, it bores the bollocks out of me.
Boring.
It bores the shit out of me. Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah.
But when you play with a live band, there is no feeling in the world like it. You cannot. It's like taking heroin.
Yeah.
And then going to paracetamol, pretty much.
Right.
It's a different energy. It's a different vibe. You've seen it. It's the energy is electric.
Yeah.
And obviously, if there's times when I'm not there, like when I've got a solo show.
Yeah.
The way it works, I get bollocked by fans all the time because they're constantly in my inbox going, "What? We travelled from Nottingham to see you. You weren't there, blah, blah." The fans don't know. I was never meant to be there. The band have still got to work.
Yeah.
There's 8 of them, and their wages rely on my shoulders then. I'm like, if I've got a solo show that's booked in August and then in July, an inquiry comes in for the band and I'm not available, they've still got to take that gig and let someone else sing. Stuart, the trombone player,
fantastic.
He can sing, so he will cover. But because as far as they're concerned, it's like going to see Oasis without Liam Gallagher. It's like, it's not the same. You're not there. It's not the same. But I get where they're coming from. I do get it, because it's a different. I bring what I bring to the show, but the band, it's like a perfect marriage. I bring my side, they bring theirs, and it creates this thing that has been going for 20 years.
Yes.
And it's extremely popular all over the UK. Now, that popular that Ali Campbell has endorsed it himself, so we're like the official #1 UB40 tribute show, which is great. But then when I don't turn up, I'm the fall guy.
Yeah, and I get
But they don't realise it's not because I can't be asked or I don't want to be there. I'm already booked out on a different show.
Yeah.
So this gig came in after I was already booked, and after one of the first booking, I can't just drop them on their arse. And the amount of times I've had to do that for the band's sake is far too many.
Yeah. Because I've been to see you with the band, and then I've seen the band on their own. Yeah. And I said to you last time at the 515 Club or whatever it's called, you were there in the beginning, then you went. And there was girls in the toilets moaning.
Yeah.
And The band are fantastic. We had a great
They're
night.
a great band, an unbelievable band.
We
That's
had a
why I joined
cracking
them.
night. In fact, we were the last ones in there, got kicked out, obviously. Gobshites that we are.
Just not the same, is it?
But it isn't the same.
No.
But that's not to knock the band because they are fantastic.
Yeah, the music will always sound the same.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's just
so
missing
all
the
right
icing.
then. So you prefer the band then?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
With hands on my heart, 100%. Like when I'm not with the band, it depresses me because it's not only they're a family. Like when we're on the road, we're responsible for each other. Like they are your family. I spend more time with that band than do my own family.
Yeah.
Than with my own kids.
Yeah.
Literally. No, we've been Holland 5 times this year. When we're away and we're looking after each other, literally, like we're responsible for each other.
Yeah.
It's very much a family environment, and we argue like fuck.
Do ya?
Yeah, but there's still politics in every band, in every family. There's politics.
Yeah.
Somebody at some point will piss you off.
Yes, of course.
By doing whatever, and it's usually, in fact, 99.9% of it is about music.
Okay.
You're playing that wrong. No, I'm not. Yes, you fucking are.
What? And is that
It gets
do
like
all
that.
of you chip in?
Yeah,
So you'll say to someone, "You're playing that wrong," and someone will say something to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And how does it go down? Like, do you just have a bang off or what?
Yeah, we have a bang off. But don't be funny, they're all Handsworth Rastas. Like, at the end
it's
of the day,
fine.
they ain't shy.
No.
They're going to tell you. They're going to cuss you out.
Yeah.
Simple. I rarely get cussed out because it's usually me cussing. But them things do exist, and we're a family. Like, they're gonna at the end of the day, and we haven't really got anything else to argue about because outside of the band, we don't attack each other personally. It's not a personal thing.
No.
Whatever we've got to say to each other is usually regarding what's best for us as a business and as a brand.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it's about.
So it's constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, but
Yeah.
the problem is in the band, there's members in the band that cannot take constructive criticism. There's
Okay.
a couple of members who are very, very sensitive to it. So you have to be very mindful of that when you're talking, or when we approach somebody, or if I want to say to one of the lads, that bit there, can you not sing over the top of me because I can't fucking hear myself, mate? And I'll struggle with that a lot. Like, there's so much going on. It's such a busy band, and with UB40, it's so brass driven.
Yes.
So if the brass is not quite right,
Yeah.
it's going to overpower everything else to the point where our monitor set up on stage, like certain members have their monitors so fucking loud, I can't hear myself sing. I use in-ear monitors now to get around that. But there's a lot of issues that go on stage that the audience will never ever know about.
Never pick up
They haven't got a clue.
Oh, I'm going to look out for it next time.
But
That wouldn't be able to pick up
if I
on it,
watch
would
videos back, I can see me going, fucking shut up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stop doing that. Blah, blah, I can't. Or I'm looking to the engineer going, I can't hear myself. Or put the keyboards up. Or.
Oh, okay.
But that exists in every band if you're not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Every band has got politics.
And these bang offs, are they over as quick as they've started?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the thing with me. I'm very black and white to the point. If I've got something to say, I say it.
Same.
But it's not.
No
I'm not being
filter,
nasty. It's just I can't beat around the bush. It's not in me.
No, me.
I'm just direct. Whereas some people don't possess that.
Yeah.
Or some people can't take that.
I think that's a Birmingham thing, you know.
Do you?
Yeah, I think that directness and that brutal honesty, I was brought up with it, and I don't know any different. If I've got something to say, whether you like it or not, I'm saying it. Whether it's about my personal feelings or it's about you, and I'm not going to offend you. I'm going to use my words right.
Yeah.
Because I'm educated, but I'm not going to deliberately try and offend somebody. But I've still got to say my truth.
Yeah.
Like, if you're playing that trumpet over my vocal at the same time I'm trying to sing, how am I supposed to hear what I'm singing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if I'm looking at you going, why don't you wear your shirt? We're on theatre stage. There's 1,000 people out there. Why don't you wind your shirt? That pisses me off.
Okay.
I've never been on stage. I take my iron to every gig, every single gig.
Yeah.
I'm the iron guy in the band. I have to set the iron up. Everyone has to iron their stuff and blah blah. And they don't bring it on. They know, Mitch's got the iron. Don't stress.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's members that don't want to iron their clothes. I ain't ironing my clothes. Fuck that.
So you just tell them.
Yeah, iron your fucking clothes. What are you doing? They've just paid 30 quid a ticket to see you. You can't fucking press your shirt. What are you doing?
Yeah.
For me,
Pride.
like, pride.
Yeah.
First impressions is everything, like. And I've always been that way.
Yeah.
Always, daily.
That's a really good
in my
quality
daily
to have.
life. Yeah, of course it is.
I would say.
Definitely.
I describe my house a bit like what we've just been discussing. So, like, you might be the same. It sounds like you are. There's only me and the boys that live in my house, right?
Yeah.
And my house has been described by an ex-boyfriend of mine as being loud.
Right, okay.
Wanted some peace and quiet. He did. So,
Fucking move out then.
yeah, well, that's where we are at the minute. So, I say, and this is how I describe it, if someone needs telling, they get told.
Yeah.
Right. So we can be screaming at each other because someone needs to be told.
Yeah.
But within 5 minutes, it's like, love you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're such an open household that it's like what I would describe as like raw emotion.
Yeah.
And it's not to cause offence or to upset anybody or whatever, but when it's needed, it's there. Does that make sense?
I grew up like that.
Yes. Well, so did I.
Yeah. My mum and dad used to rip into each other all the time.
Yeah, not everyone's grown up like that or can understand a household that's like that.
I mean, I'm from the ghetto in Small Heath. Like, to hear someone shouting ball at each other is pretty normal.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it got to a point in Small Heath where I was watching kids getting battered by 15 lads or watching kids getting stabbed when it was normal.
Yeah.
As sad as that sounds.
Yeah, it's a shame.
To be fair, knife crime wasn't as bad when I was a kid.
No, it wasn't.
Nowhere near what it is now. Now it's dangerous. And 9 times out of 10, you could have a straightener.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, we could have it. We had a place to go. Like on Colton Road, there was this like little brick thing with a grass verge on top, and all the Asian lads used to play cricket on it. And if we had a scrap going, we had to fuck them off it. Like, yeah, I'll get off, go and play over there because we're having a ruck.
Yeah.
So the 2 lads who had the beef, we're all friends. We're all a massive group of friends from different parts of the area. And we all knew each other and we was all mates. But if someone had a ruckus, we'd go over there and like they'd have a straightener.
Yeah,
That don't exist no more.
No, it don't.
And we're talking about 15-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't even that big a deal, but that's how we used to deal with our stuff back
normal.
then. And then we'd all be playing British Bulldog.
Yeah, yeah.
After the fight, like.
Yeah, and that's
ridiculous.
how I grew up as well. Exactly the same.
It was normal with that amount of, I call it violence, but it wasn't really violence for me. It was a normal thing. To hear your mum telling your dad, where you fucking been? But my dad was a fucker.
Oh, yeah.
My dad was an extremely handsome geezer.
Yeah.
And he would go out on a Wednesday night and come home on a Saturday morning.
Right.
And not give 2 fucks about it. Like, that was my dad.
Yeah.
Ladies, man, proper. He used to live in liberties all the time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I remember nights, I remember being a kid and waking up like, why is my mum leaning up the front door? There was no such thing as mobile phones and all that. She used to lean up the front door with her head in her hands and her face, like, crying in tears at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because Dad hadn't been home for 2 days, but I didn't know that at the time.
Yes.
What's the matter, Mum? I got a headache.
Oh,
but the amount when I count the amount of times I've seen her do that, it cuts me deep now to think I'm like, you bastard. I love my dad. He's my best pal.
Yeah.
See him all the time.
But that feeling that your mum's had there, I would say that's probably one of the worst feelings in the world.
My heart bleeds for her sometimes because what she went through with my dad. Because she just adored him. Like, you know, when someone loves somebody that much, they'll put up with anything as long as you come home.
Yeah.
My dad would go to the toilet, lock the bathroom door and jump out the bathroom window and be gone for days. That was my old man. He was ruthless. Ruthless.
Yeah.
And my mum put up with that for 25 years.
Jesus.
Until one day she went, you know what, mate? You can fuck off. Don't care how handsome you are. You can fuck off.
Oh, no offence to your dad, but fair play to her.
No offence, fair play to her.
Yeah.
And now my dad lives alone. Like,
I wonder if he's got regrets.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
My dad's a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks for answers in his vodka bottle.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Dad, if you're watching, I'll put it out there, but
I hope he does watch.
He's a realist.
But yeah.
But he definitely lives in regret. I've heard him say he regrets everything.
Yeah. I've got a lot to say on that, but I don't think we've got time. We'll
have to do another episode.
Yeah, do a part 2.
Different thing.
I want to ask you, and this is the one question I've been wanting to ask you before I'd even wrote any questions down. Do you ever not feel like it?
Yes.
Like, because it's your job, and quite often a lot of us don't want to go to work because we can't be asked or we're just not in the mood.
Yeah.
And it's different for you because you've got to perform in front of so many people.
Yeah.
So how do you get around that?
Strength.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm very lucky, very, very blessed. My job is not like anyone else's job. I've got 5 days a week, 5 days and nights a week to be alone. It's a lot of thinking time, especially when you're single. Like, I spend a lot of time on my own. So going to work is a privilege.
Yes.
And when I do go to work, I haven't got to go and lay bricks in the freezing cold. And I haven't got to do the 9 to 5 grind like most people are out there breaking their backs doing, which I don't envy at all. I earn a lot of money in a very short space of time.
Yes.
At certain times. But there are times when you're like, I'm not very well. I've got a toothache. I've got an headache. I can't do this. I've got fucking sciatica or whatever it is. There's been times when I've gone on stage ill, really ill, just to not let people down.
Yeah, yeah.
I will not cancel a show. If I can do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
6 months ago, I got banned from driving. This comes on to your injustice thing. Do you want to talk about that later or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that later. Yeah, there are times when I don't want to go to work, to be honest. But I do. It can be really ill. But what cut me the most, when I split up with my ex, my son's mum, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago nearly, I went from living in a lovely house and had everything to literally overnight living in my Range Rover.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
For 3 months, you know.
Yeah.
Desperate times. But I was going to work all through that. Yes. So I'm going to work and I'm like smiling and selfies and signing T-shirts and blah, blah, blah. And inside I am dying. Yeah. Literally dying.
Yeah. And people don't realise what's going on.
Of course they don't, no. But I was bad. It cut me really bad, the last relationship breakup, because my son, well, he's my only son. I've got 2 older daughters and stuff. Yeah. But my son, he was 4. Like, he needed me. I was his best mate. Like, he was my baby. So to have that taken away from me, every single night I would swing him into bed or whatever it was. Or we used to have this thing called the hover chair or the platform. He'd stand on my hand and I'd whisk him all the way to his bed. It got taken away overnight. And what it does to you mentally, I can't explain. Like, I don't suffer with mental health. I never have. I'm very, very strong mentally. But it fucked me up in ways I can't even explain. And I'm going on stage, smiling at people and delivering these songs, and certain songs resonate different. And I'm crying on stage, and I'm trying to avoid it while I'm on stage.
Because you do listen to songs and it hits you in a different way. Do you know what? I've thought about this morning. I'm getting ready. And I've got my music on, obviously, and there's certain songs that are in my playlist, and I'll hear it come on and I'll just skip it because I think I ain't dealing with that now.
Yeah.
And this morning was the first time, so Groovy Kind of Love, Phil Collins.
Right, okay.
Was mine and my ex-husband's wedding sort of song.
Okay.
And so obviously, there's lots of music that remind me of lots of different relationships or different times in my life. Yeah. But that one, well, there's a couple actually that I just think, nah. And every time it comes on, I just skip it. Yeah. This morning I listened to it. And I was all right.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought, yeah.
You know you've healed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I know exactly what you're saying. You'd be on stage and you're obviously in a bad place and you've got to sing a song and dying inside.
I had a breakdown on social media, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, not on purpose, just did.
Oh my God.
I was doing these shows, a couple of months had passed after we split up. I remember I'm like living in my car and showering in service stations.
God.
And then getting back in my car, go to sleep, wake up, travel to the next show.
Yeah.
Go and do that again. And I'm smiling, and these set lists are coming in, and like, there's certain UB40 songs I have to do in my UB40 tribute show.
Yeah.
Things like Impossible Love and Can't Help Falling in Love and blah, blah, blah. And as I'm singing them, I'm like, I'm all fucked up.
Oh.
I'm fucked up bad. And it weren't the case of, like, I wasn't really in love with her, even. It got to the point where I spent the last 2 years of our relationship on a sofa. Like,
yeah.
It was bad. It was just the life change.
Yes.
Like, I had everything and then nothing instantly. Instantly. And trying to deal with that process on your own is really, really difficult whilst going to work. And when your job is to smile at people and sing at them and entertain them, and then after they all want selfies and there's a queue a mile long for selfies and stuff, it's really hard to be that face when you're fucking dying inside.
Yes.
And I was getting inundated with messages. Are you okay? Something ain't right. Are you? But I'm talking about thousands of
people
messages.
Picking up on
because they're following so big for Johnny Too Bad. So people are picking up on this. And I don't know they're picking up on it until I'm getting these messages. So I went live on Facebook one day after a gig. And I was in Leeds. I'd just done a pub in Leeds, and it was rammed to the point where you couldn't move in there because they'd all come out to see this show.
Yeah.
And it was only me. It was a solo show. So I've gone there, done it, and I was proper cut up. My eyes were red. I've been crying all day because it was just, I didn't want to go. I really didn't want to go. I just weren't up to it. I got to the point now where it was like 6 weeks into the breakup.
Yeah.
Living in my car, feeling shit, blah, blah. I won't go home to my mum and my sister. I won't trouble them with it. I'm too proud, blah, blah. And I went live on Facebook and I went, just to let you all know, I'm okay. I'm just going through a bit of shit. And that was it. The lot just come out on social media and I'm in bits on social media.
Oh, my God.
And I would never do that. Never.
No. But fair play to you.
Never, ever. And I didn't even intend to do it. I was just trying to address everyone at once rather than getting back to individuals.
Yeah.
And I was crying like a fucking baby. Like, I'm not embarrassed about it because I was feeling that, like, you know.
Yeah.
But it scared that many people. They all thought I was fucking suicidal.
Yeah.
So I had so many fucking people rallying around me. Thousands of people.
Which is lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And a lot of them I didn't know. Like, talk to me. What do you need? What do you this? There was just so much support. Like,
yeah.
And I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
All I gave a shit about was how I was feeling.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah. It was a really hard time. So there's definitely times where you don't want to go to work. And those are probably the only times I never really wanted to go to work. No, desperately didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
still
everyone
won't.
must feel that. Every
Yeah, of
single
course.
person must feel the same.
No one's immune to the trial and tribulations of life, either.
No.
Don't matter who you are.
No.
So.
Tell me about your injustice.
Injustice. I'll tell you. Old Bill. Donna was the first port of call, obviously. Donna.
I love you, Donna.
Donna. Basically, I was driving to, is it Euro car parts? I needed a headlight bulb.
Yeah.
Because the MOT is due tomorrow.
Okay.
Get in my car, drive there. Old Bill up my arse. In front of me, pulled me over. Will you follow us, mate? So I followed them, thinking nothing of it. Pulled into this car park, and there's trucks there, and you do like one of your...
was it? Okay.
When they're doing a stop check on all random cars.
Right, okay. So it's like a traffic operation.
Traffic operation, that's the word. You know the word. Right, so they pulled me into the car park, and straight away, Will are swarming over the car, checking the tyres, checking the lights. Them windows are too dark, your back light's too dark.
Okay.
How loud's that exhaust? Let's check the engine. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I said, them tyres are brand new, mate.
Yeah.
With that, 2 female officers come running over. Johnny Too Bad. Johnny Too Bad. I'm like, oh, how you doing, Bav? She said, what you doing here?
Yeah.
I said, I don't know. Ask your mate. He just pulled me in. Checking the car over. Oh, mate, them back lights are too dark, man. I said, all right, so I said, I bought it later, mate. I was going to just get them changed if that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, your front windows are tinted. I said, they're not tinted. That's how they come stock. Well, yeah, they are tinted, but that's how they come standard. That's stock. So I bought the car. Well, they're too dark. They're only letting like 30% light through, and they've got to let 70 or whatever it was. Okay, no worries. Well, we can't let this car leave the compound.
Fuck.
What you on about, mate? Don't be so fucking stupid. Peel the tints if you're worried. Do that now. So these 2 other officers are like, no, he's sound. He's a good lad. He ain't a fucking thug. Like, I've never been in trouble with the police apart from driving offences.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that, this little copper comes running over and he's going, mate, don't drive off. Apparently you're banned from driving. I says, what?
Was you?
Yeah.
Did you know you was?
No, they don't fuck. I wouldn't be driving otherwise.
No.
Not especially with Donna in my family, like, you know. And I've been done for driving whilst disqualified before, and I didn't know about that either. And funnily enough, that was over another breakup. Long story short, they'd pulled me over. You've been banned since March. We're now in April, and I'm driving.
Okay.
You've been banned since March for totting up of points. Right. So I had 6 points, and then apparently I got another 3 points for being done on, these fucking variable speed limits on the motorway. I spend a lot of my time on the motorway. Of course you do, travelling. All over the country. 3 o'clock in the morning coming home, I'm watching a sat nav, looking up at the gantries constantly because of these fucking speed limits. You can't avoid them.
No, you can't.
I got done for doing 54 in a 50 zone, but it was a 70 motorway, so technically I should have been doing 70 mile an hour and getting my arse home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But it was on a variable.
Right. And I didn't even clock it. So I was doing 4 mile an hour over the limit, which I don't even class as speeding, but that's another debate. And it went to court in my absence. And because I didn't turn up in court, it went from 3 points to 6 points, which then gave me 12, which is an automatic ban for 6 months. Yeah. But I didn't know about it because it was being sent to my old address in Birmingham and I'd moved to Telford because of the breakup. So I didn't know nothing about it. So I'm driving around thinking I'm all cushy and legal.
And you weren't?
And I weren't. So then anyway, right, mate, now you're banned from driving.
So did you get locked up then?
No, they didn't lock me up because I'm Johnny Too Bad. I'll get to that. Right. I swear to God. But technically, they should have took me straight to the station.
But you didn't know, though.
I didn't know.
That's an admin thing, I'd say.
But nonetheless...
but a lot of people could say they didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But I genuinely didn't know. And because my addresses were different, like my new address is Telford, and I've only been here so long, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I haven't registered the car up here, but with what I've been going through, mate, it's been the last thing on my mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, it was my fault technically. I should have registered the car there, but I didn't. Didn't even think about it. Didn't give it a second thought. It's just the last thing I thought about.
So what's happened now?
So what happened was, they're like, yeah, you're banned, so we've got to seize your car. So they fucking seized my car, told me I was banned. Then the officer went, plus I've got to do you for no insurance. I went, what are you on about? The car's insured.
No, but it's void, isn't it?
It's void, mate. You're banned. I'm like, what do you mean it's fucking void? I've got to pay a fortune for my insurance. So I got done for that as well. So, and then the 2 women that knew me, the Johnny Too Bad fans, have been to loads of shows. They're like, nah, can't arrest him. Don't arrest him. He's a fucking good lad. Don't need arresting. Took his car off him. That's enough. Like, blah, blah, blah. They give me a fucking lift home.
Oh.
Bless them. And I'm like, coppers never do that. Never do that. But they give me a lift up. But I'm a polite bloke. I'm nice. I weren't nasty to them in any way. I'm not like that with coppers because I've done it.
Yeah.
I know the shit they go through, and I've got a lot of respect for them, really, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you don't need to give coppers grief. Don't be a fucking twat.
No,
you just adhere to what they want you to do. Be polite enough, and that's it. But I'm always polite with police. I make sure I'm always polite with them. Not overly, but I'm polite. I'm a polite bloke in general. So
treat people as you'd like to be treated.
I treat people as I like to be treated. And it turns out they were fucking sound with me. They were really nice with me. And it got to the point where they took my car off me, dropped me home. I've got to get my car out the impound now. Mm-hmm. So I'm phoning around. What do I do, mate? Well, you've got to get a special insurance now to get your car out the impound.
Fuck's sake.
So you can only have police-provided insurance, which proves that you've paid for it to get it out the car. So the insurance is 1,200 quid. Then it cost me 400 quid to get it out the impound. And it had only been there less than 24 hours.
Fucking hell.
So it cost me like 1,600 quid to get my car back. And I thought, you ain't fucking keeping it.
No fucking way.
Are you fucker? So I got my car back. And it was sat on the drive for 6 months, like, and I just thought, I can't believe this.
Injustice.
So I can't go to work now.
And
I've got to wait till August for my court date.
Right.
And this is April.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, how am I going to get through these months now? May, June, July, August. That's fucking 4 months.
Yeah.
And I've got so many solo shows booked in all over the country.
Of course, your solo thing, yeah. Obviously, if you're with the band, someone else can drive.
I lost 40 grand in work.
Fuck.
I had to cancel 40 grand's worth of work. And all these customers had paid deposits over the year, so I had to pay back every deposit. Yeah. Which was another like 5, 6, 7 grand you got to find. When you're not earning the money to bring it in, how can you pay it out?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I thought, you don't realise what you'd cause for me here. Well, fair enough, it's my fault. I'm fucking driving illegally. But now, can you bring my court date forward so I can explain why?
You can't, because the courts are ram-packed full.
Nothing at all. So that went on. And I was banned for 6 months. I got my licence back 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago. So for these last 6 months, because I was still driving for 2 of them. Yeah. So for the last 4 months, I've had to cancel like 30 shows plus. Yeah. And lose all that money. Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about it. I've got drivers that drop me to a couple of local ones. Yeah. Bless them. And I wouldn't have been able to do them if it weren't for them.
No.
But my Uber bills, I was doing shows local to Wolverhampton, Walsall, wherever. If it's local enough, I was getting Ubers. My Uber bill was topping 2.5 grand a month.
Fucking
for
hell.
4 months, 2.5 grand a month, every month on Ubers alone.
Jesus Christ.
Just ridiculous, not worth going to fucking work.
No, and
literally not worth going to work. But I still had to do it, like, but I was just like, what an injustice, like, what a fucking injustice.
Mine is, we were just saying about the courts, ram-packed full. I've had to go to A&E this week. I haven't even fucking told anyone about this, boring, but...
I choose tell me instead.
I'll just tell you. Yeah, it's purely because of the A&E wait times.
Right.
So I basically got sent to A&E because it was an emergency, apparently, and so I've gone, but they said they're expecting you. So all your information's gone there. So I've turned up there and I said, listen, I ain't got time for this. I'm fine. But you need to be checked out as an emergency. So you've got to go. What day is today? Thursday. This was Tuesday.
Right.
So, all right, fine. I ain't got time for this. So should I just drive myself there then? They went, no, don't drive. Get a taxi or get a lift. So I've got an Uber to the QE. I've got there, right, you should be expecting me. They've sent my things through electronically. I don't know. This is why I'm here. And they've gone, yeah, okay, take it. I've took my laptop with me. I'm in A&E, laptop open, working. Then they'd call me in to do some obs, send me back to the waiting room, working, back in, bloods, back working, ECG, right, different department. Fucking hours I was there, right? Yeah. Still tapping. The nurses were coming over to me in A&E going, what are you doing? I said, I ain't got fucking time for this. I'm all right. You start telling me I've got to be checked out. Yeah. I feel fine. And by the way, I've got a spin class to teach in a few hours. So if you don't hurry up, I've got to fuck off. So anyway, still ain't seen a doctor at this point, and it's been hours. Fucking bruised. Look how bruised.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway,
look like you've been man and a water police.
Yeah. So anyway, I've gone, right, I've got to go. You're gonna have to ring me with these results because I've got to get on a bike. So I've left A&E at I want to say 3 o'clock.
Right.
I'd been there since the morning. Gone home, quickly ate, picked my kids up, done their dinner, straight out on a bike. My mum's like, because I told my mum's like, you can't go to spin. I'm like, I fucking can. I've got to earn money, like you. I've got to earn money. This isn't like, So exactly what you're saying, the money side of things, the injustice. And I think what it is for me is I sat down after on the night and I thought, I hate the fact that, one, I'm so independent that I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask anyone for a lift to take me there. I got an Uber there, I got an Uber back. I was working while I was there. No one knew any different, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm there, good as gold, on the bike on the night. And no one had known any different.
Yeah, I'm very much like that.
And, you just think, why are you like that?
Yeah.
Why are you so independent?
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't know what it is. It's a Birmingham thing, but trust me. When you're born in the gutter, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. I was in hospital myself recently. I thought it was a heart attack.
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, I thought I was having a heart attack. I've got the most chronic chest pains in the world. Like, my arms going numb.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting a brick now. I live on my own in Telford now. Like, I'm away from 50 miles away from my friends and family.
Yeah.
Single. No one there looking after me. Fucking phone an ambulance. Blah, blah, blah. They come out, sprayed under my tongue, like, mate, we got to take you to hospital, man. We don't know what's going on. So I got there, they put me on the ECG. I was there for hours and hours and hours. All bloods, ECGs, obs, everything. Nothing wrong with your heart, mate. You've got GERD.
What's that?
Fuck's GERD. It's a mad chronic acid reflux problem.
Oh.
That gives you chronic stomach and chest pain. But the chest pain is very, very similar
to that heart attack. Right.
Yeah. And I was shitting a brick thinking, I'm dying on.
Yeah.
Definitely, I could feel it, like, something wrong with me. Smoke fucking 30 fags a day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm fit as a fiddle. I play football 4 to 5 times a week. I'm on stage 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah,
I'm fit. I'm fit from my age.
Yeah.
But I was shitting it. And it turns out it was GERD, which is, it's still horrible. It's like an acid reflux issue. But it's constant all the time. That. Yeah, it's horrible.
Sean Miller, who's been on recently the last few weeks, he's got acid reflux. I'm going to tell him about that.
Yeah, man, it was horrible. Horrible. I honestly thought I was dying. And 3 hours later, I was playing football.
Fucking
9 o'clock in the morning. Like,
you got any shout-outs?
Mad. Yeah, shout out Tony Roughcut. Started my career for me.
I'm going to tag him in this. Is he on Instagram?
He's on socials, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tag him.
Antonio Phillips, sensational, massive award-winning producer in the reggae industry. Groundbreaking in a lot of ways. Cleared the path for a lot of people. So massive shout-out to him. Massive shout-out to everyone in Johnny Too Bad.
Yeah.
They're my boys, obviously. They're my family. Regardless of the fallouts of the fights, we do love each other. Like, we create something that's magical on stage and no one else can repeat it. So,
yeah.
It's a moment in time that won't last forever.
Yeah.
Now, them lads are now in their fucking middle 60s. How long can they go for?
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I really don't. And this is what's frightening for me. Like,
of course.
If being on stage with another band is all well and good, but if it's not your band and what you've created over the last decade, it's going to be frightening. And they've all got the health scares.
Yeah.
We've lost 2 band members. 2 have passed away. James died from brain cancer. Bless him. Rest in peace. Boot, the bass player, he died of stomach cancer.
Oh, my God.
Rest in peace. So, yeah, we've lost 2 already. Mikey had a health scare, the keyboard player, with his prostate recently. He's okay now, thank God. Touch bloody wood. So you just don't know how long it's going to go on for. The truth is they're in their middle 60s. How long can they go on for, you know?
Brilliant, shout out. Well, for people obviously that are listening, Johnny Too Bad, the band, fucking fantastic. If you can get to see them, get to see them. My shout out is for Destiny's, which is a beauty place in Bartley Green.
Right, okay.
Because I'm going to have my nails done there now.
Oh, right, okay. So look, are they battered now?
They're fucking awful.
Your infills are a state, but
they're awful. So I'm literally, and I keep forgetting to book in because I'm so fucking busy. So I was falling asleep last night and I messaged her saying, can you fit me in tomorrow? She was like, yeah, 3 o'clock.
Do you find you're really busy because you are busy or because you make yourself busy?
Because I've got a full-time job.
Yeah.
I've got the spin 7 times a week.
Yeah.
I do the podcast.
7 times a week?
7 times a week on the bike. Plus I work full-time. That's not my job.
That's crazy.
Then I've got the kids, the dog, the house to run. That's a fucking full-time job in itself.
Yeah, it is.
So I am run ragged.
Wow.
So if I get a chance to chill, I do get it. But yeah, I'm also a bit of I can't really sit still.
Yeah, I'm like that.
So...
a bit ADHD'd off it.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
So it's one of them. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, it is.
Right, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having
Carl.
me.
If you have a topic that you want to discuss, get in touch at b31spinjustice@gmail.com or via Instagram @spinjustice.